What do you mean, it?
Well, the big lug we all love and listen to, John Walters. I didn't mean you. Okay, what do you got? Pop paper time.
Nothing.
Oh, you say that week in, week out, the same old thing?
This week, like every week, it's true. There's nothing in the papers. You think, I know it all. We've done it all. We've seen it all. Can there be anything new for us? I casually turn the pages. Sound effect of somebody casually turning pages. Here we go. Up. What's this?
What is it?
Record... Don't look away when I'm talking to you. Go on in. Right. Record Mirror. Here's a bit of pop history for you. Now, look at that wonderful photograph. Look at that.
Who is it? It's
Boy George
in a kimono and
Marilyn.
It's not. Is that Marilyn?
Yeah, posed on a doorstep with a dustbin there at the side. They're leaning on the doorstep with a dustbin. It really looks like something out of Streetcar Named Desire, doesn't it? What? About 1980. It's a real bit of rock history. That, and there they are when they're all palsy-wowsy and they're leaning. So wonderful. I mean, if you looked at it, you think that's really interesting. Talk about a Find the Lady competition, eh? Find the lady?
In the dustbin.
The lady's in the dustbin? You're quite right. You spotted. Okay, now let's play for some real money. Oh, boy. No, really, there's nothing. You know what it's like? It's always these weeks when you do these Top of the Pops, you're always whizzing around. We're all so busy, and Peel's the same. He's coming in the studio. Come on, I've got to record this. I've got to go. Oh, I don't have time to see the pop. I have a look and I think, there must be something for a jaded old palette like my good self. And I turn the page and you think, enemy, hello. Here's something. Review of Susie and the Banshees in Paris. For a jaded old palette, like as I have myself. From somebody called Bruce Dessau. Of course, he'll turn out to be a regular enemy, but I don't think he is. Judging by it, looks like it's been badly translated or something, and there he is. This is something from me. See, I look at it, I think, is this something new that some French geezer can turn up in Paris and tell us of Susie? Can he tell us something? And he says, did you realise... I'm putting on my, now that Cointreau accent. Not for what I had in mind. Did you realise, he says Bruce, Susie has dirty feet? What? We send them over there. Where have they got? They've had the same 2 stars. What's his name? Jean Dudon, And his missus, what if it's Sylvie Vartan? Same people since, it's just the 60s.
Johnny Halliday.
Johnny Halliday. They're still the same people. You go to France, and you sort of see all these pop papers, and it's Johnny avec le pissoir de son avec Sylvie, twiddly. They've only had the same 2 stars all that time.
That's right.
And we send them a new star. Well, Susie's not exactly new for us, but we send her over there. What do they say? Dirty pieds. That's what they say. That's all. It's because, you see, it's the whole thing. Because we know why they don't have dirty feet, right? Over on Paris? Because they use those bidet things. We all know that, because you see them. As soon as you go to a hotel, you see them, I think, no, my feet are perfectly clean. So that's the way it is. So I thought that is all I need. Insulting our girls. Would they have said the same of Sandie Shaw? Dirty pieds?
Hope not.
What? Actually, it's difficult to say, isn't it? Now, I have really... Most of the music papers this week have been having a little look at this impanion thing, which has been a very exciting thing for me. Because I was always a fan of Sandie's in the 60s, before I sort of got seriously into the business. She looked wonderful. She looked like one of those girls who served in the chemists, and you kept going in and buying bottles of aspirin, just so you could hope to speak to her, kind of thing, And, but now, I've met her, and, of course, you and I and she will be all meeting up with Morrissey on Friday.
Round table. Sound like Jimmy Savile.
What do you mean? Oh, Doctor, Jimmy Savile. Oh, as it happens, we will all be meeting up at that time. What is round table? Right, because Morrissey will be there, because, in case anybody doesn't know this, there have been plenty of articles about it and photographs and so on. Morrissey has also been a great worshipper of Sandie for many years and sort of worshipped her from afar sort of thing. And he sent her fan letters, because she told me, I did something for her about a magazine, for a magazine. And I called her and she said, look, he sent me fan letters. And she said she was really embarrassed. And she said, who's this writing fan letters? This Morrissey kid. She'd never heard the Smiths, obviously, you see. She thinks they sound like the Searchers. I said, what do you think of the Smiths? And she said, oh, it's, it's okay for kids who've never heard the Searchers, but, and I thought, what? Don't say that. But there is a twangy quality of that nature about it. But anyway, we'll get them in, and they've recorded together, and you and I can talk to them and Richard on Friday. But I don't know whether you saw the unveiling of the record, really, I think, or certainly in television terms, on that new Channel 4 pop programme, on television, of course, ESA. Did you see it on Saturday?
I didn't. I've heard about it.
Well, because Sandie was there and Morrissey talking.
Yeah.
And suddenly they said, OK, let's do the show right here. And she leapt up, and you thought, something got... See, NME say this, I don't want to say anything too much, because I mean, sort of friendly terms, but it says here, viewers of the new pop prog say will have been first on their block with the latest dance craze, the orangutang, showcased by splendid housewife superstar Sandie Shaw, miming to her new single, Hand in Glove, because, as you were one of the first people to reveal, she's covered Hand in Glove with the Smiths, and she's singing along with it. Sandie gave the dance a vigorous premiere, obviously exhilarated by her now being able to afford a pair of shoes. Pieds again, you see, 30 feet, it's all in there. Critics have especially acclaimed the dance's finale, subtitled The End of My Tether, in which the performer stamps with both feet on some imaginary household object which refuses to function. Now, but I could see what they meant. Do you know what I mean? My view of sort of the Sandie Morrissey relationship has always been that she was... I'm going to cough, hang on. I'll have to clear this up.
3 months now, you...
I know, well, because I went to Spain. I told you I didn't get... cough, So, Sandie's and Morrissey's relationship always seemed to me that he was like adoring, and she was like Ice Queenie, almost like Susie, but without the dirty feet. And she was there sort of looking long and sort of cold, those pussycat blue eyes, stare, because there was a photograph of them like that in Record Mirror some weeks ago. Suddenly there she was being as she is when you sort of meet her, just normal gal in her 30s now, let's face facts, she's got to be. But there she was, and suddenly she leapt up, OK, let's do the song. And she got like ski pants on and a sort of bluey top blouse, and suddenly, much to my horror, she went into... Well, it looked a little bit like the Avon Ladies Convention when, somebody's had a baby-sham over the top at somewhere like Cinderella, Barbarella, Rockefeller's, Barnsley, you know what I mean? Suddenly, hey, hand in glove, cha-cha-cha, rat-a-ta-ta-ta, hey, boogie, boogie, boogie. And I thought, no, this is not my earring. Now, we must have a word with her about that on Friday, because she looked as if she was enjoying herself, and I did speak to her, because about coming to Roundtable, she said it was smashing. She did a live thing with the Smiths as a surprise guest at Hammersmith at the Palace, and she said it went tremendous, and she said, I really enjoyed it. I don't want to be the kind of person who's doing cabaret and singing Monsieur Dupont and all these old hits and so on. She said, if I want to do music, I want to get back in with the kids, and fine, but it just sort of looked a bit strange, most odd. But, well, we'll see. Let us not be the first to cast... well, the enemy have cast a stone here, but I hope they have a hit with it. But I think she ought to look a little bit more mysterious and less sort of housewife superstar, as they say. But we'll see what her approach is. Talking of slagging off women here, I mean, this Susie's got a bit of stick there from La France. Sandie from NME. Tracie, woo, what? She's getting some stick here. All these quotes from Nana here. She's got the whole of the New Forest growing in her armpits. From Tracy Ullman. She sounds like a 6-year-old kid screaming its head off. From Carmel. She has a flat, monotonous and boring voice. From Sade. I don't think she's very spectacular. From Simon Le Bon. His nose is so... His nose is... Oh, no! It's her slagging all these off! Slagarama! What, Tracy having a go? Now, come on, Tracy. I mean, come on, she's only had the odd little hit. Like, nice girl. Tracy, same thing, but she's gone off, whack it about. There she is in Record Mirror, really throwing it about. There's too much of that sort of thing, I think. I mean, rock used to have some sort of dignity, didn't it? Come on.
Yes.
Let's face facts. Let's think about somebody now who, well, I mean, is one of the few people at the BBC who makes it his business to promote as much rock music as he can, and he's always pushing for more exposure for non-chart bands. Shall we think about that person?
Let's see. Could we be thinking about Adrian Just?
Michael Hurl! New Musical Express is a write-up about Michael... I couldn't have guessed who it was, could you? It could have been anybody. Michael Hurl. There it is anyway. There's a write-up on your old mate, more than mine. I've met him, nice enough chap, top of the pops. It is, but there he is. He only does about 2 days a week, and suddenly he's a bit of a guru here, always pushing for non-chart bands, is he? News to me. Well, anyway, there we go. Old Michael going away there. But he does say, come on, let's get things sorted out. He said, about the banning of Relax, he said, I could have resigned. Don't know why he should resign, nothing to do with him. He said, I could have resigned, but honestly, when I see all the problems and suffering going on in the world, I found it difficult to get worked up about the banning of a record by the BBC. Well, OK. I like to see that somebody's taking things a little bit seriously. There's all the riots or starvation or whatever's happening. Who knows what's happening in Eritrea, Kampuchea, what's some cheer here for me? But I mean, we know nothing of these things, do we? I'm talking about that television thing, you know, that ear thing that...
Earsay.
Earsay, there it is. There's the quote again that Sandie Shaw was on. Thought of a great title for a show that you and I can get going. Be you and me and Julie Birchall, and it'll be called Earwax. And then Julie will whack everybody who comes on this show. Could be really good, eh? But anyway, to get back, there's old Michael Hurl there saying, come on, let's put rock into perspective. It's pretty damn trivial when you consider some of the things that are happening in the world. You know, you suddenly think... That is so, because I remember when things were pretty serious in the music business, you know. I mean, look, what time is it once again at the Melody Maker? Poll time! Of course, it's poll time once again at the Melody Maker, but I turn the pages and you think, how things have changed, you know, because Michael's perfectly correct about this, you know, and I'm sure you won't deny it because he won't employ you otherwise, because things can get pretty silly at times. And I remember when I used to first buy the Melody Maker, people who won the polls, Charlie Parker, Duke Ellington, all those names were vying to get in there, but who do we get now? Personality of 83. Boy George just manages to beat John Taylor. Into that, you've got it. Oh dear, the Melody Maker, my goodness, how it's fallen. When you look at this here. Best album, Seven and the Ragged Tiger, Duran Duran. Worst album, Seven and the Ragged Tiger, Duran Duran. I mean, that's the kind of people it's catering for now. Kiddies who really just don't know one end of the business from the other. I mean, worst, what's it matter to them? They can just spell Duran, Duran, scratchy, scratchy. They probably can't even spell it. Dun, run, dun, dun. We don't know what they're writing, obviously, do we? That's why Tony Blackman can never pronounce it. He would say Duran, Duran. But, of course, same sort of... Here we go, best single, Karma Chameleon just beats Duran Duran. I don't know, you look on the inside, pages of it. Used to be a good paper. I mean, look, what is this? Best band, Duran Duran just beat Culture Club. Male singer, oh boy, George just beat Simon Le Bon with his big nose. And, oh, from Tracie, that guy got that quote. Oh, what have we got here? Live act, Duran Duran, Culture Club. Same old things. I mean, it used to mean something, and now it's such a silly teenage paper melody. Radio show. Let's have a look. Who's what? David Jensen! Oh, top radio show, David Jensen beats John Peel into second place. Steve Wright squeezes up to third place there, but, you know, he's young. He's got time there. Steve can be a contender. I mean, he's got the legs for it, you know, he could develop. I can see Steve going. But, I mean, let's have a look. Let's finish this. Look at the pop press. And after all these years, we look down what used to be a serious pop paper. There's a photograph of you. When was that taken? You look like Tracie on this. Blimey. Woo-hoo! Now, this is it. This is what they say about you winning the poll. They say, time was when there were three things in life you could always rely on. Oh, well, they're getting you in pretty quick. You're going to be one of these as you, obviously. Christmas falling on December the 25th. The cup final being held at Wembley. Not you yet, but you'll be coming. Here you come. And John Peel's radio show winning the Melody Maker poll. Oh, still, they'll be mentioning you in a minute because you're the winner. Don't worry, you're the winner. Here you come. Well... Old Peel is still hanging on in there. Oh, Peel again. It'll be coming to you any minute now. Don't worry. You'll be there. Still hanging on in there, and long may he do so. They wish him very well. Good. That's very good. Despite continuing rumours about a shift in his programme, well, I hope not. I've been assured not. But one or two upstarts, at least you're getting in as an upstart here. Like Tommy Vance. Oh, he's not even in the top 10. Tommy, remember him? He once won. Tommy once won. Don't worry about it.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Have challenged his accustomed crown in recent years. And here he succumbs to his rhythm pal, David Jensen. That's 16 lines and you haven't even had a name check. But this is a first time for you. It's really, I see it as something comparable. Do you remember when everybody said, oh, good old Henry Cooper, Joe Bugner put up a good fight, but old Henry Cooper... Oh, what? Joe Bugner's hand was being held up, and the next day the headlines were all like... Old Henry loses kind of thing, but everybody really knew. But let's say no more about it than that. But and they carried on about you. No, they don't. This magazine's so trivial. Miffed Peel. reference to us getting the Smiths first, I expect, will undoubtedly be... miffed, Peel, will undoubtedly be. But his title can assume to be in reliable hands. Hold out your hands, let's have a quick look. Other side?
Bit sweaty.
Well, yes, be careful, don't drop it, because we'll be needing it next year. Since his return from... it goes on a little bit about your career, describes your career as an abortive attempt at a real media career in America. Come on, I know you wanted to come back and see Queen's Park Rangers, because I remember you...
Who?
Didn't you see them Saturday? Never mind. Well, anyway, you had some excuse for coming back. But it says here of you, Jensen has proved himself one of the few DJs with anything between his ears other than checkbooks and dreaming of driving round Brands Hatch. That's jolly good, because you are one of the few. That's quite right. Then it goes on and says about Jensen's Canadian brogue. Let's have a look at your shoes. It says it comes across very well on radio. And your missus tells me you've got another pair at home just the same. I know. She says it's amazing. It says you were a little bit nervous on the recent British Rock and Pop Awards. Nervous I was there. I mean, obviously, OK, so they put down plastic sheeting all around you. But, I mean, once they got you to do that show in cycle clips, your fears melted away. Don't worry. It was OK. I liked it, and fine, you could take them off afterwards in the gents. It was fine, it went very well. But anyway, it says that you've played a crucial role. Congratulations, kid, of getting #1 here for... one time, anyway, and it says it played a crucial role in bringing to mass attention, this is true, artists like Howard Jones. Howard, where would he be today? I mean... He'd have been languishing away. Where did you discover Howard? Over lunch at Warner Brothers. There he was. That's fine. And
before a record deal.
And the Smiths, who you discovered languishing obscurity at the bottom of the John Peel Show Summit. There they were. But it says you sound warm. Yes, I think you're quite warm. A bit too warm, actually. You're almost smelly, in fact. But it says, dear, relaxed and informed. But I mean, really, the Melody Maker. Come on. What a silly paper to put all this in. What's this? He has also helped considerably by the richly entertaining contributions by John Walters. Congratulations, kid.
No, honestly.
Come on now, let's shake on it. Now, give me a firm shake,
That paper
brother.
has really gone downhill.
It's come up. It's come up. He was kidding. This paper, I was kidding. If you're listening, Melly, no, seriously, I was kidding, because we know, incidentally, readers next year, it's quite obvious what's happened here. The reason Peel's not won this year. Readers, kid, put your fingers in your ear, will you? What's obviously happened is they didn't realise they could have voted for me without voting for the show, you see. It says my richly entertaining contributions. It says they really wanted to get me in a new star or something, and people had to say, well, what's the show? Never mind about it. This is good award, and congratulations, because...
Do you get... I mean, you've won so many of these. I mean, do I get anything? Do I get a plaque? Do I get a trophy?
I used to go along, and this is true. It's the first time I met David Bowie. He got the new star, like, just standing in the corner, and Peel said, do you know, David, what's your name again? Well, shake hands. Like, I mean, you know, real stars, but... Culture Club, Duran Duran. I don't think you get anything now, unfortunately. But you get the honour of joining that long line of Peel Awards, as they're now known there, for making this contribution to rock music that you have made. And I think Peel and we've got to now stop taking more notice of you and Hawksey now that you guys are the Melody Maker.
Quite right.
Award winners.
Quite right.
And we start to have to listen to you for new talent. You know, we're always on the lookout, but we're so busy. I mean, last night, what did we have on some new group, first broadcasted group, the Folk Devils? Probably won't make it at all. Peel thinks they'll be big. But, OK, let's... Now, what have you got to surprise us with next?
OK, well, it so happens that I have this group. Have you come across the Folk Devils yet? Have you heard them yet?
Come on, I've heard them. Play them.
One time then. Folk Devils then, and this is Hank Turns Blue. Security! Security! Get this man out! Out! Has security got rid of that guy? Honestly, you know, I welcome him in here. I try and give him, you know, a nice warm studio, a nice friendly face to look at. And what does he do to me? Every week, same old thing. I don't know why we put up with him. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to be here next week or the week after.
You're winning next year, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Out! Out! No! I'm going to go on holiday, and Richard Skinner is going to be taking care of this show for the next 2 weeks. Here's another one for the...